So the next thing we're going to work on is this background gradient on Mira's site. Now I'm not going to use the gradient that she's made. I've actually just made my own, which looks something like this. Now if you do want to make your own gradient, what you can do in Figma is make a frame and just fill it in using a linear gradient. Looks like this. So I've just switched from solid to linear, and then I've exported it as a PNG, put it on my desktop, and I've added it into my project that looks like that. So how do we add this image into the background of the page? Well, if we go back to our style.css, we have in here a background color, and it's this kind of black color. Now what I can do, as we can see it in here, is at the moment the whole page has this black background. But what I can also add in here, if I add some space, we can also add in here a background dash image. And this is an image in the background of this tag. In this case, the whole page. And I can select this by picking the image that I want, background.png. Now, if I'm writing this out, I have to write URL brackets, round brackets, background.png, close brackets. And what this will do is it will put the background in like this. Now you might notice at the moment it's a tile pattern, so it's everywhere this way, everywhere down the page, and repeating as we go. What happens if I don't want to repeat this? So to stop this repeating, what I'm going to do is turn this off. So underneath, I'm also going to add in a background repeat. And in here, we have a few options. The default is repeat, which is the tile effect that we're using. If we have no repeat in here, we just have one image in the background. There it is. We can position it up as we want to later on, but that's kind of the single image in there. We want to repeat across the page. So we're going to do repeat -X only. So here we're repeating in the X direction across the top of the page. Now, if we want to move this around the page, let's say we want it in the middle of the page, how do we go about this? So the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background position. So the background position. And here what I can say is in here, there's a few different things I can put in. I can put in a position across. I want it to be 50% across and 50% down. So this is in the middle. If I apply this, there's some shortcut ones. We can just write the word center in here, center left, center up and down. And what we'll see is why is this not in the middle of the page? Well, technically it is. Technically, if we scroll down, it's in the middle of the page because this is the distance from the bottom in the middle to the top. But what happens if we want to keep this in frame? We want to kind of fix it in this, so it's always in the background. So to add that in, what we can also add in is a background dash attachment. Where is this attached? Now by default, it's attached to the page itself, but we want to fix it to the browser. So to do that, we're going to fix it to the browser screen. So by doing this, it will always be in the background. So it's always there at all times. Now, of course, what we might want to do is have this be in the full height of this page. This is something that Mira actually wanted, but it was hard to kind of show in Figma. She always wanted to be this at the top and then the pink at the bottom of the page. So to do that, we need to give it some size. So the size that we want it isn't exactly the same as what the frame is. The frame at the moment is 20 by 360. We want it to be 20 by however tall the page is. So we're going to do background dash size. This takes two things, the width and height. We're going to do 20. And by default, we would have something like this, 360 pixels. But we don't want it to be 360 pixels. We want it to be 100% of the height of the browser. So we're going to change 360 to 100%. And by doing that, we will have something that fills the entire browser that looks like that. So this is kind of what Mira wanted in her design work. We actually changed it up so it looks a little bit different, and we've added our own color. So just by adding these background, different styles in here, we've added image, a repeat, a position, an attachment, and the size.